So this is the correct way to brew pour over coffee. The first thing I'll talk about is this kettle, which is specifically a pour over kettle. And you don't need a pour over kettle, you can use a regular kettle, but this is ideal if you have this. It's got this long skinny spout, which helps you to control the water better as you're pouring it in a circular motion, which we'll talk about in a minute, so that the grounds don't get traumatized and helps to prevent clumping. And then the other thing you'll notice here, it's got this temperature gauge on top, and that it's not boiling water. You never make coffee with boiling water. It will burn the grounds. So you want to have this at about 200 degrees, and that's the other special thing about this kettle is it has this temperature range here where you know exactly when to turn off the water. So the water's ready. I've already heated it, and here we have our pour over carafe with our titanium filter, and we're going to first let the grounds bloom, and that means we're going to just pour a little bit just to wet the grounds a little, just like that. And then you give that 30 seconds. So I'm going to put 30 seconds on the microwave. So my milk is in there, and that will also heat the milk. And then we spend this 30 seconds enjoying a beautiful view, which is beautiful every day of the year, no matter what the weather. Okay, so that's been 30 seconds. Now the grounds are bloomed, and we're going to do our first pour through. And one of the biggest mistakes people make is that they pour the water all the way up to the top of the filter. And you don't want to do that. You go in circular motions, and you just fill it a little bit, not too much. That's enough for the first pour. The circular motions help to prevent clumping and do some other things too that I can't quite remember. But what we want to do is make sure that all of the grounds are contributing to the brew. And if you pour too much water in and fill it to the top, you'll get this sort of conical shape to your grounds, meaning they haven't all contributed to the brew. So ideally what you want is your ground bed should be flat when you're done pouring it. So this is pretty good. This is pretty flat. At a certain point, we're going to use a little cheat to help make them flatter. So now I can keep pouring. I can do a second pour over now. Okay. Did a little more this time, but still you notice I'm certainly not going to the top, and I never will go to the top. I'm going to pick up this spoon that I have handy, because this time I know from experience that my ground bed isn't going to be exactly flat. It's not too bad, actually. It's not too bad. But I'd like it to be flatter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my next pour over. Ideally, you should be doing the swirling motion from the inside to the outside. I try not to get too picky about that. Now notice what I'm doing here. This is a little bit of a cheat. I think maybe a purist barista would say not to do this, but there are some baristas who are okay with it. Is I sort of scrape the sides and I stirred it. And this is really going to help get the grounds flatter and help to make sure that all of them are contributing to the brew. And I'll show you what that looks like. And each time we pour it through, it takes a little longer. So it is not a quick process. It's not a quick coffee. It's slow, it's mindful. You have to pay attention. You have to do it with care. So that looks really nice. That's a nice flat bed of grounds. And so that's really it. We keep doing that. I'm going to do another one. We keep doing that until we have our pot of pour over coffee in our carafe. See, this is how it's looking. And that's pretty much it.